Good evening and welcome to the Channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Queen Elizabeth II has been laid to rest in Windsor next to her late husband Prince Philip after a funeral service that was watched by billions of people around the globe. Proceedings began at 10:30 in the morning as the coffin made its way from Westminster Hall to the service at Westminster Abbey. It was pulled along on a gun carriage by 142 Royal Navy sailors with arms linked. And they were preceded by a procession of hundreds of military personnel in full ceremonial dress. King Charles and Prince William and Harry walking behind the coffin. As were 9-year-old George and 7-year-old Charlotte. Awaiting were hundreds of dignitaries, including the Queen's former Prime Ministers, as well as US President Joe Biden and French President Emmanuel Macron. Queen Elizabeth entering the building where she was married and crowned Queen for the final time.
Ye believe in God, believe also in me.
New Prime Minister Liz Truss giving
Lord,
the second lesson.
show us the Father.
Before the Archbishop of Canterbury paid tribute to the late Queen in his sermon.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept. In 1953, the Queen began her coronation with silent prayer, just there, at the high altar. Service in life, hope in death.
After the last post, a 2-minute silence. Before the national anthem was sung for the new king. During the service, central London was at a standstill, areas usually teeming with people totally deserted. Instead, people packed the parks to watch the funeral on big screens erected for the event.
This is what she meant to me. Coming here is an honor and a privilege to be in this country and to witness this. I will never like to miss it.
It's very emotional. We're really glad to come today. I wanted to come to be here. I came here for Princess Diana's death and the funeral. I watched those boys behind, so that was really sad. And I'm just very proud, and I wanted to bring my daughter here today.
And it's not just in London or the UK where viewers were glued to their screens. Here in Sydney, people staying up late to watch the proceedings unfold.
For me, it's really like bearing a grandparent, and I just feel like it's so important to be part of this collective experience with people from around the world to celebrate and to mourn Her Majesty.
As she left London for the final time, mourners threw flowers in front of the hearse. Tens of thousands lining the streets for a glimpse of the cortege. While tens of thousands more people greeted her in Windsor for the final ceremonies in private. Her final resting place next to her beloved husband, Prince Philip. And that's your international news around the world in 5. And now back to the Channel studios in Lagos.